So there's this guy, and he's Italian, and he wrote a bunch of books, and then he freaking died, because that's what humans do, they die. And, you know, people read these books, and I read his most famous book called The Prince. It was not what I thought it was about, so I only read to chapter 2, because chapter 1 is really just an intro paragraph to the rest of the book. It's an advice book, it doesn't matter what it's about, because I only got to chapter 2. But I do want to tell you about it, to make me feel better about only reading chapter 2, because there's like a lot more advice. So here is what it's about. Chapter 2 in The Prince is basically about how it's easier to rule over people when there's already an established monarchy and you're already a part of that monarchy. It's easier to rule when the people already trust you and you're not some random ass stranger off the street. The chapter starts out with him specifying what kind of government this is best used for, because obviously if it was a democracy that wouldn't work, because that's not how democracies work. He uses the example of princedoms, which is just kingdoms or like monarchies. He also says hereditary states, which is also just basically a monarchy. It's anything but voting democracy style. And then he goes on to explain how hereditary states, the people already trust the family, and that means it's easier for the next person in line to rule as long as they stay within the lines and the rules set by their family before them and their ancestors, because that's what the people know and trust, and that's what they like, clearly. Or maybe they don't. Who knows? He also says that it's harder to rule a new country with the same logic, because it'll take longer for the people to trust in your rule, because they have to take longer to see if it works actually and is good for them. So that's why it's good to have already established rules and already established stuffs and family order, because then the people have something to rely on, and everyone hates change. That's a fact. Everyone hates change. He goes on to say that if some unforeseen force takes away the crown or the throne, it would be easy for a hereditary rule to reestablish itself if the person or people on the throne ever have a little slip up or anything. At the end of the chapter, he explains that a born prince doesn't need to give reason for his choices, because the people already trust him, unless he sucks, and then the people will hate him. So it doesn't matter if your family's been ruling forever. If you suck, you suck. That's that. And by the end, it basically just says that the longer the family rules, the more easier things will be, and then the more innovations will come of that, because they don't need to be constantly making and changing the rules. So basically, this chapter boils down to the fact that it's easier to rule over people if they already trust you, like a monarchy, because if they don't know your preset morals and values by your family, they're gonna have a hard time trusting your decisions in war and stuff. So yeah, that's basically what it is. And I think this can also relate to life, not just monarchy life, but you know, life in general. And I think that because, you know, when you're making a decision in real life, you usually go to the trusted moral values of your friends and family and not some random dude on the street, because that's weird, and why would you do that? And you know your friends and family, and you know they are going to actually help you, maybe. They might not be good at it, but they're gonna try, because that's what friends and family do, usually. And yeah, that's the summary of chapter 2 of The Prince, written by some dead dude, so that's cool. Okay, bye, I guess.